Hi everyone, this video is going to go over the speaker slide and knowledge assessment review process. This process is being taking place in Microsoft SharePoint. Previously, we've used Google Drive. It'll follow a similar format, almost identical to what was done in the Google Drive. However, it's now just in a different platform, being the SharePoint. So I will be sending out invitations. You'll get an invitation to join the SharePoint via your email. Please accept the invitation and log in, and it should bring you to this site. If you have any issues with the invitation or logging in, please reach out to us and we can troubleshoot on the back end to make sure that you get access to the site. But when you log in, you should see this. This is the home page. There's nothing that you need to do on here. However, you're going to go to the left-hand side down to Documents. In the Documents section, there are 6 different folders. There is a folder for each subcommittee. There is a folder for general and pre-meeting sessions, which is going to be covered by the chair and vice chair of the program planning committee. And then there's also a folder for research and registry sessions, which is for the research committee. Within each folder, I'm just going to use the top one as an example. You'll find a folder for each session that falls under that category. So in this case, there are 6 sessions that fall under behavior change and nutrition. Each folder will have the session code dash the session name. So it's very clear which folder correlates with which program within the program draft as a whole. In addition to these folders, you'll see that there is a tracker at the bottom, which is an Excel file. This one says behavioral change and nutrition tracker, but depending on whichever folder you're in, it'll have a different name. So when you click this, this will be kind of the first step that you go to. This tracker has the session code, the session name, speakers, slide tracking. So this is where AACVPR staff is keeping track whether or not the slides are in the SharePoint. Knowledge assessment tracking, the same concept. Notes from the AACVPR staff, something to call out. So if it's in red and it's italicized, this is talking you just about deadlines. So as you can see, this presenter has not provided their slides or knowledge assessment yet, but they have requested an extension and we've put a date of when we can expect those. So those are just notes of why it's missing. However, you'll also see here at the bottom, or the third one, you'll see notes from presenter. So there's cases where a presenter wants to highlight a specific piece of their PowerPoint or knowledge assessment, and we'll just input those notes for your reference, and those will be italicized in black. And then there's also cases where there is no comments to make, so we just have put NA. What we ask is that you please identify your name. All the reviewers' names are going to be above. So you'll please identify where your name is. In this instance, I'm just going to use Carolyn as an example. And then below, any grayed out boxes are presentations that you do not have to review. Any white boxes are presentations that you have to do. So for example, Carolyn is going to have to review B216 trending topics in nutrition. And inside this box, she can write her comments. So she can say either looks good or provide edits with an explanation of those edits. Any additional places that she will be reviewing, so any additional slides such as B304, again, white box means review, grade, please don't touch. So that's just a little bit about the speaker tracker. When we go back to the SharePoint as a whole, let's just use B316 as an example. So let's say you look in the tracker and this is the session that you need to review. Inside of every folder should be a PowerPoint. This PowerPoint, there should be at least one. In some cases, there can be more if there's more speakers and they decide to do separate PowerPoints and we're going to combine them. We just ask that you review all of the PowerPoints. And you can go through and check and see, do your review. And once you're done, you can go back to that tracker and make any comments. So looks good or needs edits on slide X. Once you're done with the PowerPoint, you can then go to the knowledge assessment. So every folder should have one PowerPoint and one Excel file. This Excel file is what the assessment is held in. This is kind of the template that we use for our program on the back end. So the first question is question type. What is the question? So the name of it, the points, the different choices, and then what is the correct answer. The way it's set up again is just how it is most convenient for the back end. But what we're asking is that you review and just make sure that the questions aren't too broad or too narrow or incorrect. The reason why we're kind of reviewing the knowledge assessments this year is because while it doesn't affect the live education, it does affect the on-demand education. So when the on-demand is available, they will have the opportunity to watch the video and then they have to complete a quiz. These are the quiz questions that they'll have to complete in order to get credit for that session. So once you've reviewed that, again, you'll go back to the tracker. Identify the box where you want to write some comments and say either both look good, PowerPoint looks good, but knowledge and assessment needs help, any comments that you want to make. And yes, so once all of your boxes are filled with comments and you're good to go, then you're all set. You don't need to do anything additional. We can see kind of the progress happening on our end. If you have any issues with accessing anything, tracker, invitations, any of those sort of things, please just let us know. We're hoping that this is the end of a smooth process, but please reach out to us with any questions. The only other thing I wanted to call out is that for within the tracker, if there is an extension, so in this case, this PowerPoint won't be extended until 8/18. So these two people cannot review this until after that information is input in that SharePoint folder. Then I will actually reach out to these two individuals to indicate that, hey, the PowerPoint is in there along with the knowledge assessment, please review. So you will be contacted. You don't have to keep a kind of a hawk's eye on it. But yeah, that's really it for this to navigate additional folders. The only other thing that is unique is for research. The tracker is broken down a little bit different than the rest. So we have oral abstracts, which is just the session code and session name, but then within I have listed all of the oral abstracts. As you can see, we're still missing quite a few and they have comments next to them of when they should be expected. However, when you go into the folder for oral abstracts, you'll see that all of the PowerPoints are in there that are individual, and then there's a combined knowledge assessment. Please don't review the individual knowledge assessments that I've already combined them for you, so you can just view them all in one Excel file. So that's just one thing to call out about the oral abstracts, and it's also true for the beginning investigator. We appreciate your help with reviewing this, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to read it out. And thank you again. All right, thanks.